Hi guys, hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Makeup Mondays. Today we're going to recreate this really beautiful romantic look from Jennie by Blackpink. This I believe was a makeup collaboration with Hera Cosmetics. So we're going to recreate this look today. I'm so excited to take you through. Another thing I'm excited for is that I just received this box from Pack Cosmetics. This is their Pack X Sara collaboration. So Sara Sarosh. Sara is a friend of mine and she's done this wonderful collab with Pack. So I thought I'm gonna review it and try it with you guys for the first time over here on this video. मुझे बहुत डर है कि ये गिर जाएगा. There's a dewy hydrating mist. So I already did my skincare before the video and I have used this. We'll see how well the makeup glides on top of this. These are the dewy luscious. This is the shade Turkish Delight. This one is called Fudge Me Not. It's blended out to be quite nice, sheer but pigmented. So I'm very hopeful about this product. There's a medium-sized pizza puff. You know what? I actually bought this in this size and a bigger size abhi kuch din pehle, and then this just got restocked and I'm actually pretty happy about it. This is very nice. I don't know what this shape is called, but it looks very promising. This is what I'm most excited about. Their last collab with Jovita, they had the brush set, which is, it was one of the best brushes that I've ever used and I use them for my makeup all the time. So I'm very excited to have new brushes. First up we have the master brush. It's a nice, really flat, soft brush. This is another angular concealer brush and I really like it. We have a small fan brush that can be used for highlighter, a small eyeshadow brush and one more concentrated eyeshadow brush. I think I just stopped using my brain at some point in the day. There's another level to this box. Ah, nice. This is the Dare to Dream brush kit. It looks super cute. It has like brushes रखने के लिए, सब कुछ cover करने के लिए चीजें हैं. So now that we have everything laid out, I'm so excited to recreate this look. One thing I want to tell you before I start, Korean makeup in general is extremely popular all over the world, but it has a lot to do with one, your face shape, two, the fact that every photograph that you see online, which I say with my other recreations as well, everything is retouched. It's heavily retouched. There's lighting, there's a lot of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to recreate how it's looking overall, but we're still going to do something that you can wear in your day-to-day, on a date. This beautiful setup I've made for Valentine's Day. So this is going to be my date look for Valentine's Day, and let's do a more real human version of the makeup. But Jennie looks fantastic. She looks so beautiful. So I'm going to make a humble attempt. So the first thing you see is a pretty fabulous base with a nice dewiness to it, but not too much. So I'm going to experiment with a new product today. This is the Collab Spotlight Illuminating Lotion. For my base, I'm using my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. So I'm going to mix this with my foundation and wear that as a base. I love it when we get new brushes because you don't know how it's going to work. Is it going to make my life easier? Is it going to make my life tougher? Given how well Pack brushes have performed earlier, I'm very hopeful. Now we're gonna have to just put it to the test. Let's see how this is working. This weird thing I do when I'm applying my makeup or doing something, mera ek haath ya body part will be like, my body will be in like a weird position when I'm doing something. I have only started realizing this recently, so my apologies if you see me doing this throughout the video. Oh, I think it's done a very good job. I have been using a mix of sponges and brushes recently, but this is, it's quite wide actually, so I think blending mein काफी help मिलेगा, and I'm liking how the base is also looking. I'm using my Huda Beauty concealer to correct and my NARS concealer to conceal. So when I don't know if I ordered this or received this in PR, but this is tad bit too dark for my skin tone to be used as a concealer, but it works amazingly well as a corrector. So taking the concealer corrector brush, I'm just gonna nicely buff this in. Okay, so this looks a little bit crazy. I look a little bit sick right now, but we all know it gets a little crazy before it gets good. Right on top of that, we're gonna apply our regular concealer. This is the NARS concealer. Okay, using the same brush and then just patting this concealer on top of it. Very slow stippling motions. I didn't mean slow, I meant small. Sorry, my brain is a little bit all over the place. You see how beautifully it's removed that depth from the dark circle that we had. This has corrected quite well. I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand, and I'm going to use the same brush that I used for my foundation. Unfortunately, we don't have the same chiseled, beautiful face as Jennie, so we're going to have to do that with makeup. This is angular, so it kind of helps disperse the product and also like blend it together with the rest of your products at the same time. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing my contour on the sides just to lift the face and give it like that chiseled look like Jennie has. The rest of it is also just to balance out the face so it doesn't look too, I don't know, white or like too much like a floating head. Don't want that. A big brush like this actually makes makeup application so much faster. You can definitely take your time with this, but I'm liking the speed at which I can work with this brush. I'm going to make sure that it's connected with this part of the face and also kind of dragged out below so it looks very, very natural. I'm taking the Blending Maestro brush and just taking the contour directly from the wand. And what we're going to do is we're just going to create like a tad bit of depth on the crease. On the eyes, she just has a really nice, very simple lash, like a nice liner and lash going on. So I kind of want to keep it at that, and I'm just going to enhance the little bit of depth that I have on the eyes. We're also going to use whatever's left on the brush and just going to kind of line it under your waterline, just so you can retain some depth in there too. I just found this iconic London brow mascara, brow gel, and this was actually a recommendation by my friend Ishani. She recommended this on her stories. I was super excited. She has really bushy brows, very nice heavy bushy brows, and she said that they stay in place with this. So my humble brows should definitely stay in place. In the photo, Jennie has like really like straight brows. I'm gonna try and mimic that shape with the makeup, but what's really going to help that look is how nicely your brows are like pulled up and standing, and then shaping them with just like the brow pencil would be a lot easier. We can let this set for quite some time while we're doing the rest of the things on our face. She's wearing a really beautiful like cool toned blush. I'm using this one from Kiro Beauty, and I've used this before. It's very beautiful directly on the skin, like on top of your skincare, but I did feel like it removed my makeup when I wore it on top of my foundation last time. So what I'm going to do is I've kind of put it at the back of my hand. I'm going to take a brush. I'm going to put the product on the brush and then apply it on my face. And how they've done her like blush placement is it's from underneath the eyes till over here, and then till like they've made like a triangle sort of a thing on the face. So we're just gonna recreate that. First, I'm just placing the product. I'm also going to do like a powder blush on top of it because that's a very cool toned pink that she's wearing, and I don't really have something in cream, but I do have something similar in powder, so we're going to do that then. Now I'm going to take this super cute pizza puff, tap it on top of my loose powder. This one is from NARS. I'm just going to set my base real quick. I have been tinkering with like a new technique of setting my makeup, so I'm going to show you how I do that today. Now what I have been doing as an extra measure, just to make my base even more nice and like just seamless, I take the Fix Plus from MAC and then I just set it all over, and then I let it just dry before I put on more products on my face. This just melts everything together. I like to keep using it as a prep spray between steps and between cream products, so this works really well, and it works great on top of the powder as well, but not as the final thing, just as the middle thing. What I am going to do is kind of just fill in the arch and thicken the brow. I made a line over here. I'm also making like a straighter line up top. First we kind of make some harsh lines and then we will blend it out, leaving niche wala part over here wala part just as it is, so it looks lighter and we can sort of like mimic the shape of the brow. I also looked back into the picture, kind of zoomed into the eyes, and I see a nice sort of like a warm brown yellowish tone happening on the eyes and a slight smoked liner. So we're gonna do that. I have this really cute new palette. I don't know if cute is the right word for it, but this is the Pretty Grunge palette by Huda Beauty. So I'm gonna use the browns from this palette and maybe a tad bit of the black to just smoke out the liner. I'm going to dip into the shade Liberty and I'm just gonna put that right on the crease, just on the outer ends, and just blend it ever so slightly, just a tad bit on both the outer ends. Then I'm going to take the shade Rise Up, kind of blend it over on top of the shade that I just put, using that previous shade as a transition. And this one is just intensifying what we've already created before. So just pulling that out slightly and just taking the excess color everywhere. I'm going to take the shade Renegade, that's a black. Sit with Hope, which is a dark brown. Very lightly, just gonna make like 2 slight patches over here, okay? Taking all that excess out, and now we're just gonna smoke this out. It's going to be like a smoked out liner. So I'm using the same brush and the shade Stand Up, kind of mixed Stand Up and Heroine, and just put it right in the center of the lid, on top of our lid, very lightly, and a very thin line. So her eyeliner is, I think, all over the lid, but that kind of makes my eyes look a little too small. So I start from the middle, I thicken the end a tad bit, and just continue lining till the very end. I have a new mascara from Huda Beauty. This is the One Coat Wow mascara. With just one coat of this, the lashes look so long and voluminous. I think you can see, yeah, you can see my lashes from this side. So Jennie's lashes are very straight. They're not kind of like fluttered and curled upwards. So that I do generally when I apply mascara. Since we're recreating this look, I'm kind of gonna keep them a little more straight. There's a very slight highlight under the waterline, and the brown has been kind of extended till the eyebrows, so I'm just gonna make those corrections. For the nice little highlight, I have this shadow stick from Colourpop. Also kind of put it on my inner corner like this. We're also gonna highlight right under the arch of the brow using my ring finger and the brush that I used earlier. I'm going to intensify that brown pigment that we have and join it from my nose contour to eye makeup and also to the brow. Just sharpening up my nose as well. This one is from Pat McGrath. Taking another Lakme brush. This is also the face brush from Lakme. I really like this. I'm going to take like a crap load of product. Much more cool toned blush, and we're just going to blend it. It's a lot of blush. So just be careful because you can go a tad bit overboard with it. But I think it will pull together once we put the red lip on. Hers looks like a nice mix between like a cherry and a brick red. To line, I'm going to use this nice bright red from Nykaa. You know, I ordered these, like reordered these. I think I have like 5 or 6 more lip liners. These are so affordable and they're so good. And I love the Color Riche lipsticks. These are such beautiful shades of red, but they do kind of bleed a little bit. So with red lipsticks, it's always like a good idea to have a lip liner on. And that's it. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like this Pac X Sarah collab. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't get to use the blush and the puff, but that's all right because I did use the brushes, which were absolutely amazing. I also really like the hydrating mist because my makeup stayed in place. There are no patches. Makeup really wore and like layered really nicely over it. So I think this collection is going to be a hit. I tried to go as close to the makeup that I saw as possible because this would make for such a perfect date night look. That is me wishing you a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope you like this recreation. I will link every single product in the description box so you can go try it out for yourself, and I'm going to see you next Monday. Bye.